Welcome to VEX today. Today we're going to talk about the basic VEX parts. So based off last video, when I was talking about game objects, you'll see objects such as these. These are the hexagonal balls for this year. Let's move on to parts. Parts wise, you're going to be using two screwdrivers. One will be a T8 screwdriver, which is going to look a lot like this. And one is going to be a T15 screwdriver, which the head is going to look a little bigger. The main components you're gonna use are gonna be these gears. This is a high strength gear, meaning it's thicker, and you can either use a shaft inside it, or you can use a high strength shaft. These are normal gears, and these you can only put a shaft inside them. Now, the next we're going to talk about is a sprocket. A sprocket is different than a gear. A sprocket is usually used to chain two functions in a robot. That's why it has these big grooves so that the chain can actually go onto it. And this is a high strength sprocket. I just have a part in here which lets me use a shaft onto it. Let's move on to wheels. This is the old Omni wheel. An Omni wheel means that it can move in any direction. It can move left to right, and it can move forward and backward because it has these rollers that it move left and right. This is a traction wheel. We usually use these in the middle of our robot just to make sure we don't get pushed out. These are pretty helpful. This is the wheel you're usually going to use. This is a 4-inch Omni wheel Modern. It also has this. It's just the design was made a few years back. This is a big flex wheel. Flex wheels are usually used on the bot for an intake or an outtake, basically anywhere. This is a normal sized one. This is usually used on the bot. Now let's move on to metal pieces. This is a U-channel. What makes it a U-channel is that it's a 1x3x1. It's basically a bit big, and it has the U shape. Then we have the L channel. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's in an L shape, and it's 2x2. So, you know. And now we have the most basic component of any robot. This is a C channel. It's a 1x2x1. This is gonna be your most useful tool. And there's actually two types of metal. This one is steel. You can tell because of the lighting on it. And this one is aluminum. Aluminum is much lighter than steel and has a more grayish color. That's how you tell the difference between those two. Another thing I wanted to show was the VEX battery. This battery is what actually powers the entire thing. I would say it lasts anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes, depending on how much power you're using. But that's that. Let's move on to the small parts. These parts are what anybody should know if you're in VEX. So the first thing is a wrench. Alongside the screwdrivers, you're gonna need a wrench if you're gonna tighten nuts and bolts together. Besides the wrench, we also have bearings, and there's different types of bearings, all used for different reasons. Let me grab them. So the first bearing is this one. We don't usually use this one a lot, but it's just there to like secure a screw in place if you don't want it to move or something. This is the second most used bearing. It's usually used in a lot of drivetrains and a lot of structures. What we use them for is to make sure the screw, what it does is it doesn't touch the metal thing or the C channel, and that way it just spins freely in this instead of shaving the metal. This is the same thing as that, except you just hook it into the hole of the C channel like this, and then it'll just stay in place. Should be about it for this box. This is gonna be the main box. Sorry if there's not a lot of stuff. I've built the bot using a lot of this. So you're gonna get different sizes of screws, and this is you're usually gonna use these screws. This is how a screw looks like. At the top is gonna have a hexagonal pattern, and then it's gonna be circular. It's not gonna be sharp like most screws. It's gonna be hexagonal up here. All the screws are gonna be put into the T15 screwdriver. The only reason you would ever use the T8 screwdriver would be for shaft collars. What shaft collars are is these shaft collars. They're used to secure the axles onto the structure to make sure nothing moves anywhere. And they're usually gonna have a screw in them. This one's empty, but normal shaft collars will have a screw in them, and then you tighten it onto the structure. That's where T8s are gonna be used. Now I said nuts. These are what nuts are. You tighten the screw into the nut, and then that's how it works. And then there's also these bearings. You can attach them to the C channel, and then you can put an axle through them below. I'm pretty sure y'all are a little confused what I mean by axle and shaft. So here is a shaft. Okay, a shaft has a hole through it, and you can put a screw. Right. Now, these are axles. These are entirely straight lines of metal, and they come in different sizes. Maybe it can focus. There we go. It's an entirely straight piece of metal, and it comes in different sizes. This is the small size. This is a big axle. These are the ones that we usually use to like spin structures and whatnot. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how all of this works on my robot. So over here you can see we have sprockets, and in between the sprockets we have shaft collars, which make sure the sprockets don't move anywhere. On either side of here we have spacers, and I didn't explain this, but spacers basically space out stuff on your robot, so then that way it makes it easier for you to build. And here you can see the difference between sprockets and gears, as I use my track on the sprockets, and then my drivetrain, the gears are together. They go in unison, as you can see over there. This is anti-slip mat. We use this for friction use, so that way the ball just comes up through the anti-slip mat. You can see over here how I'm using shafts so that it just stops on the shaft, and screws are inserted into the shaft. These are intake rollers. This is what I know. This is just sheet metal. Sheet metal is used just for the frame. That's basically it of what I wanted to showcase on the robot. In my next video, I'm gonna help you understand drivetrain mechanics. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one.